Welcome back to another Eagle's Nest interview podcast. Same thing. We have Brady G with us.
How's it
Would
going?
you like to explain what you do in the lodge?
Yeah, this year I am the current Lodge Vice Chief of Program. So that involves helping run stuff for Summit, which we have rebranded this year. It's our spring event, and then Fellowship. And then also we do stuff with Winter Banquet and currently working on getting stuff ready for Conclave.
So, why did you want to run for officer?
Yeah, so when I started, I'm from Elk River, Elk River District, Elk River Chapter. We're boring. We're the same thing. When I joined, there weren't that many people in our chapter, and so it was fairly easy to get involved. So after my second year of being in the OA, so 2020, I ran for chapter chief, and that went over well. We had a record high election rate that year. We provided a ceremonies team for the lodge from our chapter, and also ran the largest district camporee at the time. We have since then surpassed that, but that's thanks to the past couple chiefs that came after me. And after that, I just thought I want to take these same talents and bring them to the lodge. And so the next year, 2021, I ran the trading post because at the time I wanted to do marketing as a degree. And now I'm currently in finance though, so that didn't go according to plan, but that's fine. Last year I was over chapters, going back to my chapters route, and then thought, you know what, I'm gonna run again. Got selected to be another lodge vice chief for a second term, and Carson told me, hey, how do you feel about program? And I said, I love program. I've helped with multiple district camporees. I helped him run Shindig last year, and so I'm a big program guy, making sure people can have fun, and so that's kind of what I'm doing this year.
So, going into what you're doing for college, do you do any extracurriculars?
Yeah, so currently I'm a student at MTSU, taking a lot of hours. I'm a sophomore for finance, finishing up my gen eds right now this semester. I'm gearing up to take some summer classes. But outside of school, I'm involved in our college ministry through Bel Air Baptist. It's called Alpha Omega. So in that, we actually it just came out last week that I'm going to be one of our outreach leaders. And so what that looks like is we'll be doing stuff on campus because we meet at Bel Air, which is like 5 minutes from church, or for 5 minutes from campus. And so we'll, maybe have a table set up with some information, some snacks, because every college student will take a snack whether they want to hear your spill or not, just because it's free food. And so trying to having a list of dates, and also just trying to get them involved. And I'm like, hey, it's not on campus, but it's also not far. It's not on the other side of Murfreesboro, which could take 20 to 30 minutes at times. Doing that, I'm kind of relying a bunch on my scouting skills and how to approach different people and how to include different ideas. And so I'm really looking forward to that. And then also about a month ago, I started as a lifeguard for the city of Murfreesboro. So I work at Patterson Park, not named after our lodge chief, and then also at SportsCom. So that's been going on for about a month, and it's been super fun doing that.
So, why did you choose MTSU as your school of choice?
So I am a third generation Blue Raider. My grandparents, on my dad's side, both of them graduated from MTSU. My grandma with a teaching degree, and then my grandfather with a degree in construction. My dad graduated from here with an environmental science degree, my mom with a nursing degree, and they have a wonderful College of Business. This is the Jones College of Business. They are in the top 0.4% of business colleges in the entire world based on all their accreditations.
Wow.
The way they set up the classes that you have to take, like right now I'm in a principles of accounting, principles of macroeconomics. I took a statistics class. I took a microeconomics. Next semester I'll have to take like a marketing class. I'll have to take a computer system information class. So the way they call it the business core classes. And so they make sure that you are familiar with every aspect of business before you really start your degree. So I won't technically start finance classes until my senior year in 2 years, or in after next year. So they really drive that every part of business is crucial. And so they want you to be as familiar with all that as possible. And that's one reason I chose it, because in order to do accounting, you have to understand what exactly people are selling. And to understand what people are selling, you got to understand how to market it. And so every aspect of the business is important. And so even just doing finance, the same goes for that.
So, like, what you're doing in college, is there any way that you bring that over to the lodge?
Yeah, so it's kind of, I try not to stay in my dorm as much as possible. I try to get out as much as possible. I try to get out and like go to the library or sit in the, it's not really the quad, it's kind of like a courtyard area, the student union. And I try to talk to people. And I think that's one rule that I follow in scouting is that every scout you meet is a friend you didn't know before. And so I'm trying to use that same aspect on college. When it comes to classes, I did take an English class last year that really helped writing speeches and writing reports. I guess it's kind of a flip, but working the trading post was able to help me understand how to do accounting better. And so I'm doing pretty good for a accounting 1 class versus someone who has never seen a budget before. I'm trying to think. I think that's kind of it. Once I get into some of the other business classes, and probably there's another class I'll have to take called the Dale Carnegie class. It's kind of how to be a leader in business. That class will definitely translate over to helping run the lodge.
So, what do you plan to do after scouts?
Like once I'm 21 and old?
Yeah.
So let's see. I should be graduated by then. So my plan is to move back to Manchester, just because that's where all my family's at. That's where I'm from. Right now, I'm looking at either with finance, either insurance, investing, or banking. Real estate's another option I've looked at. But I want to take what lessons I've learned through scouting and through just college in general and go back to Manchester and help people figure out how to manage their finances, because that causes a lot of stress. I've seen it, not really in my family, but I've seen other families get really stressed out over finances and at least a whole bunch of other issues. And so just being able to help people, I guess, tie that one aspect of their life down and have a good game plan. If I can help them do that and ease their load, then I'll be doing good.
So, what's your favorite memory from scouts?
So from scouting, last year, or not last year, sorry. Let's see, what year was that? 2021. It's almost 3 years ago now. Dang, it doesn't seem like 3 years ago. I had the opportunity to go to NAYLE, the National Advanced Youth Leadership Experience at Philmont, which is a week-long training course that you can take after you go to NYLT. And so we were in the back country. We were in like the very southern part of Philmont. There wasn't really electricity minus like one building and like a light in the bathroom, and that was it. But just seeing all of you hear people talk about Philmont and how cool it is, but pictures do not do it justice. The pictures I took on my phone still don't do it justice, and I was there. I think the coolest night would have been, there was a thunderstorm that came through. Where we were at, there was a valley. We were kind of like on the top of a hill. There was a valley between us and the Uraka Mesa. The Uraka Mesa has these iron deposits that are probably 5 feet, maybe a little less than that, right below the surface. And so because of those iron deposits, lightning would strike the Uraka Mesa constantly. And so we're just looking out, and it looks like it's not that far, but it's probably a mile, 2 miles away. But it's just, Philmont is so large. And you just see the lightning dancing on top, just striking it like every couple of, maybe every like 15 to 20 seconds. And it was the coolest thing to witness. I mean, when you think of a thunderstorm, you think of something like crazy, but just to see the beauty in it was really cool. And also we were like 2 miles away, so that helped.
Yeah, I'm hopefully gonna go to NAYLE this year. I don't think I'll be able to go to the Philmont one, which
Okay, are you looking at the summit?
yeah, that's just a lot closer, and like it's just a lot closer. It'd be easier for my parents to get me there.
Yeah, so the way our troop does things is we actually offer leadership scholarships, and the amount of scholarships that we offer changes every year based on how well we did with fundraising. But we offer them for NAYLE and for NYLT, and so part of that is you have to go before our troop committee, and you have to say why you think NYLT or NAYLE, in my case, would be beneficial to you, and what you would be willing to bring, like hey, I'm not going just for the fun. I also want to take these leadership skills and bring them back to the troop because they're having to get their money with out of it too. You register, they reimburse you for half. Once you complete the entire course, then they reimburse you for the other half upon a second review where you tell them everything you learned. They cover the cost. They did not cover the travel, but there was a large enough group of us going that we were able to mitigate that very well. Ethan Beatty, Jay Carroll, and no, that was it. It was just the three of us that went. So we were able to ride down together to make that cost a little bit cheaper. So if there's any other troops out there, I would highly suggest doing that because it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, so our troop does like the same thing, like scholarship wise. I don't know if we call it a scholarship, but you have to go like in front of the committee, talk about how you should, all that stuff. But I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe I would be one of the first people in my troop to go to NAYLE, which would be really awesome.
Yeah, Ethan and I were the first, and then this past year, no, maybe the year before, the year following us, we had 4 scouts go, which was really cool. Our troop saw a trend where the youth that we were sending to NYLT and NAYLE were the ones that were staying around even into high school. Heck, there's I think 5 of us that are all in college, and we're still pretty active in the troop even though we're adults.
So, what is your worst memory from Scouts?
Ooh, so going through, not going through the OA induction, but going through it because I had a sprained ankle. I ride dirt bikes as well, and so a couple weeks before the induction, I had jumped a dirt bike, landed wrong, messed up my ankle. For a while, we thought it was broken, but then scans cleared that. They said it's just a really bad sprain, and so I had to go to the OA induction because it was August, so I didn't. At that point, it's like if I miss it, I'm not going to get inducted this year. It's like I have to go to August. They put me in the back of Stallman Dining Hall, peeling potatoes and sorting out everything in the storage room, which Stallman Dining Hall in August, while everyone's still working, gets very hot. And so I think I grew up on a farm. I'm not afraid of work, but I would have rather have been outside because then at least you would have gotten the occasional breeze. And man, it was just hot and brutal in the back of that dining hall.
So I actually live on a farm as well, which it's really awesome. So I have a question about the trio name, Brad, Brady, and Brody. Where did
So I mean, my dad's name is Brad. There's nobody else. Like his siblings, their names do not match at all. I was originally supposed to be named Joshua Andrew after Josh Sane because Josh Sane and my dad were really good friends, but it was still a little too close to after they lost Josh, and Josh's dad probably would have, he was okay with it, but being a little too close, Mama Mel, as my brother and I call her, it probably would have been a little bit too fresh on the wound, looking at me and calling me Josh and thinking of her son. So my great granddad's name is Grady, Grady, and so they just put Brad and Grady together, got Brady. So for everybody that thinks I'm named after Tom Brady, no, it's spelled the same. Sorry, Mr. Emery, I know that's why your son's name is Brady, but no, I'm not named after Tom Brady. It's a family name. And then at the time, let's see, Brody was born in 07. So around that time, we're big Alabama fans, and at the time, the quarterback was Brody Kroll. But he spelled it Brodie, but to fit with my name, they spelled it Brody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So do you plan to keep like?
Do
you plan to keep this like going down?
That's the plan. I don't know exactly how yet, but hopefully one day whenever I have sons, that their names will start with a B. All of our initials, mine and my Brody's and Dad's, they're all BAG. So our initials are bag, and so that's something else I want to keep. Yeah, I'm Brady Allen, and so that's another part of that I want to keep. I want to see how far it goes. To be honest, I think Braden Bradyn is a name that I've been throwing around. I don't know what he would name his son. I don't know what letter he would go with after that, or if he would just be like, all right, that's enough. But yeah, I kind of want to see how far it goes.
All right. Well, I think that's all the questions that I have for you today. Is there anything you would like to say before we go?
Just that this year is going to be action-packed and full of a lot of program for those of you that were at Summit, you might have seen the little sneak peek into what we have in store for Fellowship. If you haven't heard, the theme for Fellowship is Apocalypse. Ethan Beatty and Matt Brown, the chairman and advisor, are working diligently on that, as well as Mr. Johnson and I are helping them out. So far, they have a killer program, and there will be some stuff coming out in the coming months after Conclave leading up to Fellowship.
I believe that's it. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the bell as well to get notified about these uploads every time they happen.
Thanks, Jack.